House of X, Powers of 10, Chapter 9. On Krakoa, Magneto and Lorna discuss the humans, and Lorna wonders, is there any good in them at all? And Magneto says it's important to remember that they didn't take off as a species until they stopped hunting and gathering. And he says that he and Charles had often wondered what would become of the mutants if they'd stopped being hunted, if they could build a society the way humans had when they stopped hunting and gathering and were able to utilize their intellect over their strength and aggressiveness. And now they know. This is what the mutants are able to accomplish when outside the threat of being hunted. The five approach them. Fabio Medina makes biological balls, which have been discovered to be eggs. Proteus uses his reality warping power over the eggs to make them viable. Then, a given mutant's DNA is injected into the egg. Elixir's life-giving power kick-starts the cellular replication inside, and Eva Bell's power over time manipulation fast-forwards the aging process inside the egg. Hope Summers enables all their powers to work in unison, and from the eggs, the fallen X-Men are reborn. Finally, Xavier steps in using Cerebro, which has been downloading the mind of every single mutant periodically to rewrite their essences, their memories, into their new biological shells. Scott asks did they win, and Charles tells him, yes, their sacrifice paid off. Storm presents the five to the crowd of Krakoan citizens and announces that by their hands, mutants have defeated death. She presents the fallen, reanimated mutants to the crowd, one by one, and the crowd cheers. Eric watches with a heavy heart, and Charles assures him that this is good work they're doing. Eric says they should have killed us when they had the chance, and he asks Charles when the UN is voting on Krakoa's status to be a sovereign nation, and they're voting tomorrow. And Eric asks if Charles is nervous, and he's like, not today. The next day, the United Nations ambassadors have voted in favor of recognizing Krakoa as a sovereign nation, even though the Russian ambassador was definitely going to vote against it, but at the last minute decided not to vote at all. Something changed her mind. Charles thanks Emma for her service. She's like, buy me something pretty, or make me a governor or something, and he says to her, I've got much bolder plans for you. Also, the mutants have secured trade deals for their Krakoan miracle drugs with most of the world. The countries in red are the ones who haven't agreed. 2 days later, a bunch of bad guys are coming into Krakoa today, and Wolverine feels a little worried about it, but Magneto's like, you and I wouldn't be here if we didn't let bad people here. Mr. Sinister comes through, as well as Apocalypse, who we know has been here before, like a million years ago. And Wolverine does not trust this man, but Apocalypse means no harm. He's like, I've been waiting for the day that all of mutantdom would come together in dominance over the humans. And you all, look at you all. I am so proud. And he agrees not to start shit while he's here. And so Charles is like, okay then, welcome home.